Now on CoastTV News.
Blocking ICE assistance. That is what a new bill is attempting to do in Delaware. It was introduced on the same day the leader of the MS-13 gang was arrested in Virginia.
Fenwick Island flooding fix, the latest option under review to address a continuing issue.
No shining moment. Florida ends Maryland season in the NCAA tournament.
A big warm-up starts for Delmarva today. A taste of summer this weekend and mainly dry. Increasing rain chances early next week. Details coming up.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Friday, March 28th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us for our 5 o'clock hour.
Final Friday,
that
Elisa,
is crazy.
of March. We are hitting the weekend.
March flew. That is crazy.
And that's a good thing.
I like March. I always think it's uphill from here. I know how you feel about summer, and I think it was a little bit warmer this morning than yesterday when I walked out to my car.
And it's going to be warmer
today.
Sign.
I know.
And that means it's even going to be warmer on the weekend.
I know, and I know that makes you happy.
It does.
So, Bob, Friday afternoon, I'm looking to be outside after work today. What's it looking like?
You and probably everybody else across Delmarva, Lisa, looking much warmer as we go through the day, especially into the weekend. But it's kind of chilly this morning. Clear skies, still frosty this morning around Salisbury, 33, 38 in Delmar, 39 in Georgetown. So one last chilly morning. We've got upper 40s at the beaches right now, 48 in Bethany Beach. The winds are light, but they're turning out of the southwest, and that's that warm weather direction. As we're looking at mostly clear skies, but clouds are beginning to increase now across the eastern shore and more so back to the west as our flow is slowly turning to the south and west. We're seeing some showers now across the Ohio Valley. There's a warm front building back here, and that will be sliding to the east as we go through the day. So the clouds will increase, and there's a chance of a sprinkle or a shower later this afternoon and this evening. But this morning, it's still chilly. The temperature's quickly warming through the 40s. Mid-morning, we're looking at some clouds and sun, temperatures in the low 50s. Then by noon, we see those temperatures jump into the low 60s across the inland areas, cooler 50s at the coast. Clouds increasing as well. By 2 p.m., mid to upper 60s. Really nice inland, 68 Long Neck and Selbyville, but cooler 50s and 60s at the coast. Mid to upper 60s later this afternoon as the clouds increase. And if you're headed out for your Friday evening activities, do watch for a few sprinkles, but it remains very mild with temperatures into the 60s. So that wind out of the southwest will increase our temperatures today. Very mild, and the overnight lows mild and warm. A taste of summer as we go into the weekend. Some places maybe touching 80 away from the coast. Much more on that coming up a little bit later in the newscast.
And we're looking forward to that. Thank you, Bob. Our top story this hour, a group of Democrats in the Delaware House of Representatives is pushing a bill that puts restrictions on local law enforcement and assisting the federal government with illegal migrants. House Bill 94 was introduced on Thursday. It was the same day we saw this scene play out in Virginia, the arrest of the leader of the MS-13 gang. Rehoboth Beach area Representative Claire Snyder Hall is a co-sponsor. The bill restricts local law enforcement to help federal agencies with their efforts if they take place at schools or churches, and they can only assist there if they get permission from the Attorney General. A hearing on this bill is expected in the upcoming weeks.
And a similar bill is being debated in Maryland's General Assembly. A hearing on House Bill 1222 took place this week in Annapolis. These lawmakers want to ban state and local law enforcement from entering into immigration enforcement agreements with the federal government and require any current agreements to be terminated by July 1st. This bill has been approved by the State House and is now being reviewed in the Senate. And new this morning, closures coming to the Millsboro related to the ongoing Millsboro bypass project. According to DEL, crews will conduct nighttime closures on 113 beginning April 6th through April 11th. The agency says this is in place for the beams of the new bridge. And from April 6th to April 9th, there will be closures on 113 for drivers going south. And then from April 9th to 11th, there will be closures on 113 for drivers going north. DEL says crews will work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and detours will be in place.
This just in, we have the results from Thursday's municipal election in Laurel, and it appears the town will have a new mayor, Carlos Olivares. By just 7 votes, defeats incumbent John Schweb. Donald Hudson retains his at-large council seat, and incumbent Jonathan Kellum will be back representing the west side of the town in Ward 3.
Developing news out of Milton, where the town continues to work on plans to increase affordable housing. This afternoon, the Affordable Housing Committee is expected to review recommendations that include working with nonprofit developers and designating more area on the town's future land expansion map as mixed-use zones. And here's why the community is pushing this. They say that half of people living in Delaware spend more than 30% of their gross income on housing costs. We recently went to Milton to learn what people who live there think about these recommendations, and here's what one man told us.
There is no affordable housing. I don't care what you put the silk tie on. There is no affordable housing anymore.
And the committee's report is scheduled to be reviewed at 1 p.m. at the Milton Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.
Happening today, emergency preparedness. It's taking center stage. In Bethany Beach, the town says locals can attend a workshop to learn about evacuations, sheltering, and making a safety plan. There'll also be an opportunity to learn from guest speakers and participate in a raffle. Officials say the workshop is taking place at the Sea Colony Fitness Center, and that is from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And in Fenwick Island, officials there will review plans for bayside flooding and stormwater management. This will be at a work group this afternoon. The town council, they've been searching for flooding solutions, and the council's main concern is on North Schultz Road, which seems to always get the worst of the flooding. We spoke with one homeowner who shared how the flooding issues impact him.
The flooding does provide a nuisance and a problem with traveling.
And that workshop group scheduled for 2 p.m. at the Fenwick Island Town Hall.
Happening today in Sussex County, the Sussex County Land Trust will gather to discuss how group can continue its impact in the community. According to the group, its mission is to protect the county's agriculture, natural and historical resources. At that meeting, locals can learn about updates on conservation initiatives. Doors open at 12:30 at the clubhouse at Baywood Greens in Longneck.
Maryland only trailed by 2 at halftime of their third-round NCAA tournament game against Florida, and the Gators outscored the Terps by 16 in the final 20 minutes. Maryland's season ends with an 87-71 loss. That leads into some uneasy time here for their fans. Their head coach, Kevin Willard, is being linked to the open job at Villanova. We're going live now to Washington, D.C. There is the Capitol building all lit up in the early morning hours. Inside there, more calls for an independent investigation on how a reporter was linked into an online messaging exchange dealing with the military strikes in Yemen. And as the White House tries to turn the page on that situation, more federal employees are entering unemployment.
And the Department of Health and Human Services is the Trump administration's latest target for thousands of job cuts. NBC's Alice Barr shows us the latest from both of these ongoing situations.
The Department of Health and Human Services, the new target of the Trump administration's government cuts, center stage again, with the announcement HHS is set to slash 10,000 workers, including a planned 3,500 at the FDA and 2,400 at the CDC.
We're keenly focused on paring away excess administrators while increasing the number of scientists and frontline health providers.
The new cuts on top of 10,000 jobs gone through the Department of Government Efficiency. In all, the agency appears set to lose a quarter of its staff. Democrats worry American healthcare and research will suffer.
How they're going to backfill, how they're going to make sure we're not losing critical muscle.
Elon Musk appearing on Fox News with several DOGE staffers pushing back on criticism his team has moved too fast, occasionally forced to rehire fired workers, including at the FDA.
So we want to measure twice, if not thrice, and cut once. When we do make mistakes, we correct them quickly, and we move on.
As the White House acknowledged mistakes in that Signal group chat when a reporter was accidentally added alongside top Trump officials discussing sensitive plans for imminent U.S. airstrikes in Yemen.
The National Security Advisor took responsibility for that, and we have said we are making changes.
NBC News has learned President Trump is privately angry with National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, who started the chat. That's according to 2 Republican sources with inside knowledge. A federal judge now ordering the officials in the chat to preserve the messages amid an ongoing lawsuit. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And we're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News today.
Coming up, Country Calling, Ticket Tackle, as the countdown is on for you to be able to buy those high-demand tickets.
Also, Denmark DuPont Details will tell you when the agency says the Nature Center opens for the season.
And Seaford sleeping in. The school district says students not expected at school today when classes are expected to resume. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
5:12 on our finally Friday morning, and we're looking at the last chilly morning for a while. 42 in Milford right now with mostly clear skies. We're looking at frost around the Salisbury area, interior parts of Wycomico County and Sussex County too. 33 there, 39 in Georgetown, but then you get to the coast, it's milder here. 48 in Ocean City and Bethany Beach. The winds are starting to pick up from the southwest, a little stronger at the beaches, and that southwest wind will really warm us up today. We'll also see an increase in clouds. We're seeing the clouds building in from the west, so increasing clouds and maybe some showers later in the day as a warm front comes our way. So keep that in mind for your evening plans. Maybe grab the umbrella. We do have a little delay this morning with the patchy frost, so that could slow you down on your way to work or school. I gave it the yellow light for the morning commutes. Otherwise, pretty smooth sailing today, and for the afternoon and evening commute, I gave it the green light. Breezy and warmer as temperatures surge into the 60s. Maybe an evening shower possible.
Thank you, Bob. An extended weekend is here for students in the Seaford School District. According to its Facebook page, today and Monday are in-service days, meaning no school for students. The district says classes will resume Tuesday, April 1st.
Drivers in Salisbury should plan ahead for an upcoming road closure. The city says this starts Monday, March 31st. Fairview Lane will be closed starting at Sawbuck Lane. And this is for utility installation. That work there is expected to last for 2 weeks.
Making it in Hollywood appears harder than ever. A report from the Otis College of Art and Design found entertainment jobs are still 25% below their peak in 2022. That means Hollywood may never recover from the writers and actors strike of 2023. These effects have also been impacted by the pandemic and the end of peak streaming. Another problem, other locations have been stealing production away from California by offering lucrative tax incentives.
Big changes are on the way for the Mega Millions lottery for the first of a single ticket. That will jump up from $2 to $5 each. Officials say with that increase, jackpot sizes will also go way up. Now starting at $50 million instead of the current $20 million. And the odds of winning that jackpot will be better, proving from 1 in 290.5 million. This is in thanks to the number ball in the gold mega ball pool shrinking from 25 to 24 balls. Hopefully that allows me a better chance to win more money, Elisa.
And after the break on Coast TV News Today, Denmark DuPont Details will tell you about the features of that education center.
Live look at Lewis right now. The canal's nice and calm. 44, good visibility. Last chilly morning for a while with a big warm-up beginning today. Really kicks in as we go into the weekend. Highs in the 60s today. Late day showers, 70s to near 80 this weekend away from the coast, and some rain chances into early next week. I'll have your complete forecast details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Right now, 5:17, and you are looking live at the bright lights of the canal in Lewis. Bob, today is approaching nice, but I got my eye on tomorrow.
You and I think a lot of other people, Matt. Yeah, that really jumps out when we're talking about 70s, maybe 80 degrees into the weekend. The first big push of summer-like warmth this early spring season. It starts today. We're looking at mild conditions. We're going to be seeing temperatures warming into the 60s. And with the warm front moving in, we could see a few late-day showers possible. That could linger into the evening. So keep that in mind for your Friday evening plans. And then for the weekend, 70s pushing 80 away from the coast. So we'll be cooler at the beaches both days, and we're looking at, I think, some showers Sunday night and into Monday, but much of the weekend is dry. And this morning, I think it's a little frosty around Salisbury, 33, 39 in Delmarva and Georgetown, 37 in Redden, around 40 in Millsboro right now, 46 in Rehoboth, 48 in Bethany Beach. The last really chilly morning for a while as the winds are starting to kick in out of the southwest, and we had the clear skies and light winds overnight. That allowed our temperatures to dip, but now we're watching clouds beginning to build in from the west, so it's increasing clouds as we go through the day. We're seeing some showers now across the Ohio Valley. There's a warm front through here, and as that advances our way, that could kick off a few showers as we go into the evening, as we have a building ridge of high pressure farther to the west, and that dome of warmer air will be building to the east as we go into the weekend. So futurecast this morning warming us up through the 40s, increasing clouds, and quickly into the mid-50s late morning, and by 2 p.m., 66 Salisbury, 67 in Millsboro and Milton. So very warm inland. At the beaches, cooler 50s and 60s. We'll be seeing the clouds, the breezy and mild conditions into this evening, and we can't rule out a stray shower, a couple of showers as we go into the evening hours. But note how it stays mild. Here's 8:30. We're still in the low 60s, but cooler for the coast. Could clear out a little bit tonight, but as we go into Saturday morning, look how mild it is. 7:30, temperatures in the 50s and 60s, and that sets us up for a warm and breezy day tomorrow. Upper 70s, maybe 80 in Long Neck, 78 in Georgetown, 78 in Selbyville, but cooler for the coast. And as we go into Saturday night and Sunday morning, even milder with temperatures into the lower 60s. Sunday morning, it will be another breezy, mild day with temperatures into the mid-70s as the winds are picking up out of the southwest as we go through your Friday, at times gusting 20 miles per hour, and even stronger as we go into Saturday, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. Then we go into early next week. We increase the rain chances there, and I think a better chance of heavier rain, maybe thunderstorms Monday night into Tuesday morning, and then drier and cooler after that. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 67 today. We jump to 79 on Saturday, 76 on Sunday, some showers at night. Better chance of rain Monday, 75, maybe storms Monday night, then cooler Tuesday and Wednesday into the upper 50s. Congratulations to Richard Hattes from Lewis. He has a brand new umbrella courtesy of Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you, Bob. New this morning, that was the sound of Hawaii's Kilauea volcano erupting. Lava shot as high as 1,000 feet into the air. The U.S. Geological Survey says the lava has stayed inside the volcano summit and isn't threatening any residential areas. Kilauea is one of the world's largest active volcanoes.
DNREC has set the date for opening of the DuPont Nature Center for the season. According to DNREC, people can visit starting April 2nd. That's next week. The educational facility teaches people about the history of the Delaware Bay, and DNREC says that season lasts until September.
After the break on Coast TV News today, Country Calling Ticket Tackle will tell you when you should plan to buy tickets and which top-notch artists are expected to be at the event.
Country Calling is back in Ocean City this October and happening today. We got the pre-sale of tickets for the three-day festival. That begins at 10 a.m. This week, Ocean City announced the headliners for the festival will be Carrie Underwood, Brooks and Dunn, Luke Bryan, and Luke Combs. This three-day festival takes place October 3rd through the 5th. And for a full list of all the performers, you can head over to see that on CoastTV.com.
And this just in, the Bethany Beach Seaside Concert Series is returning for another year. The town announced the event begins June 5th with some changes. This year, Bethany Beach is adding Saturday nights to July and August and moving previous Sunday nights to Friday in September and October. Of the 48 concerts scheduled, the lineups include the Funsters, the Fitzke Brothers, and Daybreak, the music and passion of Barry Manilow.
Spring in full swing, and with it comes spring cleaning. Ocean City is holding its annual spring cleanup. This will take place tomorrow, March 29th. The town is offering free bulk pickup of items like furniture and appliances. Property owners can just leave the items out on the curb there between 7 a.m. to 12 p.m.
More cleaning along the coast. The Fenwick Island Area Chamber of Commerce and the Inland Bays Garden Center and Keep Delaware Beautiful have organized the Coastal Delaware Community Cleanup. The organizations say they are looking for people to help clean roadways and other areas. Last year, over 100 volunteers collected almost 2,000 pounds of trash. People participating will meet at the Inland Bays Garden Center to pick up supplies and be assigned to an area to clean. This will take place on April 12th from 8 a.m. to noon. And Matt, today, I hope you're cleaning off your grill because this weekend looks like prime grilling weather.
It does. I'm seriously glad you mentioned that, Elisa.
You're
I
welcome.
planned on doing that yesterday, and I forgot.
How could you forget?
I got silent. I had other house.
You always have grilling on your mind.
It is always on my mind, but I was doing other things around the the house to get ready for this.
Yeah,
I did have baseball.
That is true.
So I could do that this weekend, or Bob, I could just head out to the beach today just to spend a nice day there.
You can always do that. Yeah, I have to pull the cover off my grill too, and clear away the cobwebs, get the gas going, and it's that time of year, folks. It's going to be a great weekend to fire up the grill. Cooler at the beaches today, but it will be dry with increasing clouds. 40s early on for Assateague and Chincoteague, and then 50s to right around 60 later on today. It will be breezy as well. Fenwick Island and Ocean City. Chilly to start, upper 50s in Ocean City, around 62 in Fenwick Island with waves around 2 to 3 feet. On the bay side today, we're looking at temperatures warming nicely into the mid-60s, waves around 1 to 2 feet, and watch for evening showers there. And also for Cambridge, too. I think later on could see a little bit of afternoon rain. Otherwise, mild today and warm headed into the weekend. Much more on this taste of summer forecast coming up in the next half hour.
All right, thanks, Bob. Lisa, here's something that I think is in your wheelhouse. Beer to drink, oysters to eat, music to listen to on the coast this weekend.
Sounds pretty good, Matt. Well, here's Christina D'Albertis with all of your cool things to do.
If you're looking for a weekend full of fun and flavor, Sussex County is definitely the place to be. You can head to 302 Social Eatery in Rehoboth Beach this Saturday for the first ever Love Your Craft Beer and Oyster Fest. Beer lovers can also head to the 302 Beer Drinkers' Choice Awards in Lewis on Sunday. Sip and sample your way through the best brews Delaware has to offer and vote for your favorite. If you want to get up close and personal with the Eastern Oyster, join Dr. Ed Hale at Lewis Public Library on Sunday for a talk about how oysters help protect our coastline. You can join in person or tune in virtually. And wrap up your weekend with open mic night at Dogfish Head's Milton Brewery on Sunday. For all the details, just head over to CoastTV.com and click on Cool Things to Do.
Now on Coast TV News.
Delaware denial. On the same day the leader of MS-13's gang was arrested in Virginia, Delaware lawmakers say they want to restrict local law enforcement from helping ICE.
Delays and detours. It is related to the bypass project. What you need to know if you are going to be driving in the Millsboro area in the upcoming days.
Pricey home problems. The options being presented today in Milton in dealing with affordable housing.
A big warm-up starts for Delmarva today. A taste of summer this weekend and mainly dry. Increasing rain chances early next week. Details coming up.
This is Coast TV News Today.
March 28th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Time is 5:31, and I've just been excited all week heading into the weekend as we get closer and closer to some real spectacular weather.
Bob said 79 tomorrow.
He was hinting.
It was
Bob,
on his map.
I'm not going to hold you to
it
this.
It was on his map, though. It said 79.
I heard some talk of 80s, perhaps.
Oh, I don't know.
I heard some talk. People were talking.
Can't promise Matt 80 degrees, Bob.
Away from the coast, I can pretty much guarantee it will not be 80 at the coast this weekend. It'll be cooler, but I'm sure some inland areas will touch 80 degrees on Saturday. Looking forward to that. But far from that now, I think we're scraping some frost around Salisbury, 33 there, 39 in Delmar. You had clear skies overnight and calm winds, so that's why it's cooler southern Sussex County into Wycomico. 39 in Georgetown, 40 in Seaford, upper 40s from Bethany Beach to Rehoboth right now, so a little milder at the coast. That's where the wind's picking up out of the southwest a little bit. Still pretty light or calm inland, but even there, it will start getting breezy as we go through the day. We're seeing mostly clear skies now, but clouds will be increasing. They're already moving in from Virginia right now, and mostly cloudy skies back to the west. There are some showers across the Ohio Valley. We have a warm front back here, and that will be moving our way, and we can't rule out a shower later today. But this morning, still pretty chilly, scraping a little frost inland areas, otherwise quickly warming through the 40s. By mid-morning, we're in the low 50s. By the noon hour, already 62 in Georgetown, Seaford 61, 55 in Ocean City. Cooler 50s up near Dewey Beach and Bethany Beach as the clouds are increasing. By 2 p.m., 66 in Delmar, Millsboro 67, 68 in Longneck, but right along the coast, we're looking at temperatures in the 50s to around 60 at Bethany Beach, 54 in Dewey Beach, but mid to upper 60s inland areas. There will be a lot of clouds and also breezy, and it stays mild into this evening, and we can't rule out a shower as we go into the evening hours. But dry for the kiddos off to the bus stop this morning. They'll still have to bundle up. It's chilly. We've got 30s to around 40 degrees catching the bus, and then heading home for them, we're looking at sun and clouds, breezy conditions, and right around 65 degrees.
Thank you, Bob. Our top story this half hour, some Delaware lawmakers are looking to put restrictions on local law enforcement when it comes to illegal migrants. House Bill 94 was introduced on the same day that we saw the leader of the MS-13 gang arrested in Virginia. The bill requires permission from the Delaware Attorney General for state and local agencies to help federal law enforcement with their efforts if they take place at schools or churches. Rehoboth Beach Area Representative Claire Schneider Hall is a co-sponsor, and a hearing on this bill is expected in the upcoming weeks.
New this morning, we have the results from Thursday's municipal election in Laurel, and it appears the town will have a new mayor. Carlos Olivares, by just 7 votes, defeats incumbent John Schwed. Donald Hudson retains his at-large council seat, and incumbent Jonathan Kellum will be back representing the west side of the town in Ward 3.
Closures are coming to Millsboro related to the ongoing bypass project. According to Del, crews will conduct nighttime closures on 113 beginning April 6th through April 11th. The agency says this is to place beams for the new bridge, and from April 6th to the 9th, there will be closures on 113 for drivers going south. Then on April 9th to the 11th, there will be closures on 113 for drivers going north. Del says crews will work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and of course detours will be in place.
Got developing news coming out of Milton. That's where the town continues to work on plans to increase affordable housing. And this afternoon, the Affordable Housing Ad Hoc Committee, they're expected to review recommendations that include working with nonprofit developers, designate more area of the town's future land map expansion as mixed-use zones. And here's why the committee is pushing this. They claim that half of the people living in Delaware, they spend more than 30% of their gross income on housing costs. And some people living in Milton say something about housing costs needs to be done.
There is no affordable housing. I don't care what you put the silk tie on. There is no affordable housing anymore.
And the committee report is scheduled to be reviewed at the 1 p.m. Milton Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.
New this morning, emergency preparedness takes center stage in Bethany Beach. The town says locals can attend a workshop to learn about evacuations, sheltering, and making a safety plan. There will also be an opportunity to learn from guest speakers and participate in a raffle. Officials say that workshop takes place at Sea Colony Fitness Center from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And we are now taking a live look at the nation's capital. Some U.S. trade partners say they plan to retaliate if President Donald Trump follows through with new auto tariffs. 25% duties on vehicles assembled outside of the U.S. are set to start on April 3rd. Tariffs on imported parts are scheduled to begin May 3rd, and these are not being received well from leaders around the world, especially one of America's top allies, Canada. However, the Trump administration says these are for the good of the country.
We will fight the U.S. tariffs with retaliatory trade actions of our own that will have maximum impact in the United States and minimum impacts here in Canada.
The 25% tariff is going to be absorbed in a lot of different ways, and we're going to race to get more production here, and on net, consumers are going to be better off.
Right now, the North American auto industry is effectively a collaboration between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
We have a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Sussex Honors Heroes will tell you how the country will pay respects to those who made the ultimate sacrifice on National Vietnam Veterans Day.
Also, extra inning excitement, how the Phillies spoil the Nationals home opener.
And roadwork in Rehoboth, the nation's summer capital, is preparing for a huge influx of visitors, and that means making sure its streets are fit for travel. We'll tell you what to expect when CoastTV News Today returns.
5:39 on this frosty Friday morning for some, especially around Salisbury. You're just above freezing now, 33 on the Spicer Brothers cam. Good visibility, so leave extra time to scrape the frost off the windshield there. Up to 40 in Delmar. Clouds are increasing, so these temperatures will rise, but still pretty chilly in Redden at 36. Mid to upper 40s at the beaches where the breezes are picking up out of the southwest. That'll be the trend today, and clouds increasing as well, so a mostly cloudy day. And with a warm front back to the west, some showers across the Ohio Valley could work in a little bit later on today. Today's checklist: need the ice scraper inland areas early on, scraping the frost there. Need the heavy jacket this morning, a lighter jacket this afternoon as it gets breezy and mild. I'll say yes to the sunscreen too. That late March sun getting strong. Make sure you have a warm beverage, and it's good to have the sunglasses. We'll see some of that today too. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone, another way to get your forecast, sponsored by Brockstead Mandalis Federico.
The Brandywine Valley SPCA is encouraging people to find their new furry friend during PetSmart Charity's National Adoption Week, and that is happening right now. To celebrate, there will be several adoption events in Delaware this weekend. People can head to the BV SPCA in Rehoboth Beach in Millsboro, and you can take home a new pet like this. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That is the Rehoboth Beach event, and then Millsboro's is Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Happening today, Salisbury drivers be aware of road closures taking place this morning. According to the city, day 2 of utility work on 507 and 509 Booth Street will start at 9 a.m. The city says half of the street will be closed due to those upgrades, and work is expected to end at 4 p.m. And in Rehoboth Beach, expect lane closures and parking restrictions on Rehoboth Avenue. According to Del. Crews will begin paving the roadway between 2nd Street and the traffic circle. The agency says work is set to take place from April 6th to May 16th, and crews will work overnight from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Check this out. 6th straight year. This is awesome. Tyler O'Neill hits a home run on opening day, and this time he did it in an Oriole uniform. This is a 3rd inning shot. It put the Birds up 5-0 at Toronto. Next inning, we're going to get former Shorebird Cedric Mullins. We're going to get that right coming up here. Mullins goes big fly. It's a great way to start the season for the Orioles. They had a 12-2 blowout of the Blue Jays.
Nationals Park, the home of 2025 opening day and extra inning baseball. The Philadelphia Phillies play spoiler in Washington, D.C., coming out on top of the Nationals 7-3. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still scoreless. Keibert Ruiz sends this Zach Wheeler pitch out to right field, and it is crushed. Nationals take a 1-0 lead at home. Then Mackenzie Gore in the top of the 6th, the most strikeouts by any Nationals pitcher on opening day, lucky number 13. Bryce Harper answers the boos with a solo bomb. He would get the Phillies rolling. We are tied at 1. Kyle Schwarber would follow suit, 2nd home run of the inning for Philadelphia. 3-2 Phillies in the bottom of the 8th. Luis Garcia Jr. swings at it, and the ball drops in for a base hit. That would take us to extras. Runners at the corners for Alec Boehm, and the rock is scorched into left center field. 2 runs come in. Phillies up 5-3. Boehm with the 2-run double. Then JT Realmuto puts the icing on the cake with the 2-run triple. Phillies went up 7-3 and never looked back. Philadelphia starts their season out in the victory column. Phillies manager Rob Thompson talked about the importance of Alec Boehm having a statement hit.
The moment doesn't get to him. So yeah, it was really nice. See, that was a big hit. JT's triple after 4 strikeouts was a big moment.
These two teams will be back in action on Saturday at 4:05 p.m. Reporting at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. at MLB opening day for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Kayla Santiago.
And coming up tonight on DSN, 6 o'clock, we have live Henlopen Conference Girls Soccer. That's when Indian River travels to Smyrna, and then it is the final score at 10:30. On the DSN Plus app, you get that IR soccer match along with these exclusives. Bayside Conference, boys lacrosse, Bennett hosting Kent County. Also at 4, Archmere goes up against Ursuline in girls lacrosse. 5:30, we have Milford traveling to Sussex Tech. That's in boys lacrosse. And at 6, Decatur boys lacrosse. They make the trip all the way up the bay to Kent Island.
2 movies opening today, one a feature and the other a documentary. Profile groundbreaking women whose influence go far beyond their fame. David Daniel looks at both in today's Hollywood Minute.
I have bold ideas. Our standard therapy regimens are simply not aggressive enough to handle such a sinister disease.
Audrey's Children stars Natalie Dormer as Dr. Audrey Evans, who transformed pediatric cancer care with her staging system for neuroblastoma, tailoring treatment for each child, and by helping start Ronald McDonald House Charities to help families forced to travel to seek medical care.
It sounds like hyperbole when I talk about her, but it really is that straightforward, that she completely changed the game. And that's what, as you're saying, how do we not know this as a household name before this? And I wanted to be a part of getting that story out.
I know what it is to feel powerless. I know what it is to feel trapped. And so I can use those feelings as part of being truthful.
The documentary Janice Ian Breaking Silence follows the singer-songwriter from Society's Child, Stars, At 17, and other early hits, to her personal and professional challenges and her advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights.
It's difficult for me to have any kind of perspective on it because it's my life. And it is an odd thing to have lived a life in public and then see it on the big screen. So I'm not sure yet how I feel about it. Music is about telling stories. This is mine.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from CoastTV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
Scraping a little bit of frost in Salisbury in that area this morning. 33 on the Tidal Health cam. Dry roads, though, and it's going to be a quick warm-up. And that begins today with highs in the 60s. Could see some late-day showers, possibly. Then the big warm-up into the weekend. 70s to near 80 away from the coast on Saturday. Some rain into early next week. I'll have your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
48, and we are taking a live look outside at Salisbury this morning. Bob, it's cool outside, not as cool as yesterday morning, but hopefully we see some of that sun. You did mention some showers, though.
Yep, and I think the showers will hold off till probably early next week, Elisa, and we're looking at a big warm-up on the way. Some sunshine today, but increasing clouds, but that warm-up begins today. Average high now 59. We are going to be above that for a change for the next several days. 67 today. We jump all the way up to 79 tomorrow. I think in some inland spots will hit 80. 76 Saturday, Sunday, 75 on Monday, and then it does cool down again as we go into Tuesday with temperatures into the upper 50s. Temperatures out the door right now, a little frosty in the Salisbury area, 33 there, 39 in Georgetown, 40 in Seaford, 36 in Redden. Then you get towards the coast, 48 in Ocean City and Indian River Inlet. Rehoboth right now at 46. As the wind's beginning to pick up now, we're starting to see a southwesterly breeze, and that's what will warm us up as we go through time. As we're looking at mostly clear skies now, giving away to increasing clouds. We're seeing clouds increasing from the west, even some showers now across the Ohio Valley. We have a warm front developing out here, and I think we could see some of those showers moving in later this afternoon, this evening. Won't be a washout, won't wash away your Friday evening plans, but certainly a chance of seeing some showers with the building ridge of high pressure across the Central Plains, a little rainy across Texas. It's been hot there. They've been seeing 80s and 90s. We won't see 90s, but it's going to warm up this weekend. We've got 40s early on this morning. Here's Futurecast at 10:30, warming through the upper 50s with mostly cloudy skies. And then by 2 p.m., 66 in Delmarva and Salisbury, Milton 67, but cooler 50s at the coast. Only 50 in Fenwick Island. Might be a little warmer than that. I'm thinking 50s and low 60s for you, but mid to upper 60s inland as we have a breezy and mostly cloudy Friday evening. Can't rule out a few sprinkles as that warm front moves through, and pretty mild right through the overnight hours. Look at this by Saturday morning, only into the upper 50s, and then that sets the stage for the big warm up tomorrow. Southwesterly winds, and we're looking at temperatures upper 70s to around 80 in Long Neck, 78 Georgetown, 81 possible into Ellendale, while we're looking at 60s and 70s at the beaches. And then still pretty mild Saturday night into Sunday morning, and we're looking at temperatures in the 50s and 60s there. And by Sunday afternoon, we're into the mid 70s away from the coast, 60s and 70s at the beaches. Could see a few sprinkles into the evening hours, a better chance of showers later into the night. As the winds are starting to get breezy today out of the southwest, gusting up to about 20-25 miles per hour, and very breezy and mild as we go into your Saturday. That'll be a warm wind pretty much all weekend long. As we look at the extended forecast later Sunday, we cloud things up. We see a few showers Sunday night, but I think the time period we have to really watch is Monday evening into Tuesday morning with showers and maybe some heavier thunderstorms, and then a cool down after that. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 67 today, flirting with 80 degrees on Saturday. It will be breezy. 76 Sunday, mostly cloudy, late day showers, better chance of rain on Monday, 75, maybe bigger storms Monday night, with a cool down Tuesday and Wednesday into the 50s, but then warming back up again by Thursday.
Oh, that looks great, Bob. Thank you for that. Tomorrow in Georgetown, a ceremony that honors those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the Vietnam War. March 29th each year is officially National Vietnam Veterans Day, and the local Vietnam Veterans of America chapter is hosting a ceremony at the Sussex County Vietnam Veterans Memorial. That's in the village of College Park. This will include reading of names of Sussex County's fallen heroes engraved on the Vietnam War Monument. Saturday's ceremony is scheduled to begin at 3.
This just in, Delaware lawmakers are seeking ways to make business easier for small restaurants in the state. The House Joint Resolution 1 would create a task force to limit unnecessary hardships created by regulations under the Department of Health and Social Services. According to the General Assembly, the task force has until June 1st of next year to identify these, create solutions, and plan what state funding, if any, is needed. The resolution is ready for consideration by Delaware Governor Matt Meyer.
And weather-wise, we're looking at mostly clear skies right now in Milford, 42. A little frostier farther south, but then it's a big warm-up as we go through today, especially into the weekend. 60s today, 70s to close to 80 as we go into the weekend, and a little cooler for the beaches. Better chance of stormier weather early next week, Monday night into early Tuesday. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next.
5:55 this morning, and we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And as we do every Friday, our coastal pet comes to us from the Brandywine Valley SPCA, and on your screen, that is Midnight. Midnight is a 1-year-old shy guy who opens up when given the chance to decompress in a comfortable and loving place. He loves his kitty friends, and they help his adoring personality shine. If you want to adopt Midnight or any other lovable pet, you can visit the Brandywine Valley SPCA.
I hope your wife is watching, Matt.
I hope she's not, Elisa. Thank you for that.
And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Everybody can scan that QR code there to get your friends to us at CoastTV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
And it's 5:56. We're going to take another quick look at your Friday forecast.
Yeah, Bob, we are, let's just go ahead and talk about some great weekend weather.
Yeah. Well, let's just jump to the good stuff. Yeah. Here, 80 degrees on Saturday. Well, we got some other weather in between, like a little frost early this morning. We've seen that in the Salisbury area, southwest Sussex County, but that'll quickly melt off as we warm up through the 40s. Southwest breeze kicks in, warming into the mid-60s this afternoon away from the coast. A little cooler at the beaches, and watch for a few showers this evening. Will not wash away your Friday evening plans. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Here's the good stuff. 79 Saturday. I'm sure some bank thermometer is going to say 80 tomorrow, inland areas. 76 Sunday, late day showers and a better chance of rain Monday, and maybe some bigger storms Monday night with a cool down Tuesday and Wednesday. Another warm up Thursday and Friday into the 70s, and maybe a few more showers and staying mild into next weekend.
All right, thanks, Bob. Coming up in our next hour, a restricting enforcement role. The new bill in Delaware that could prevent local law enforcement from helping ICE in certain areas. That and more when Coast TV News Today continues.